All right, the sixth way to monetize your beekeeping business is kind of a two for one. It's pollination contracts and transportation. With the transportation, a lot of sideliners and commercial guys will truck their bees from one major pollination to another. Typically, the route is from Michigan, where the cherries, pumpkins, and apples and blueberries are a big deal, down to Georgia and Florida for the peaches and oranges, some lemons, over into California for the almonds, and then up in kind of a big oval covering that area. And kind of the end of the circuit is California for the almonds. So a lot of beekeepers the commercial guys will sell their hives rather than truck them back from that. So trucking is a big way to make money if you have your CDL and have the right requirements for your area to do that. As long as you don't mind getting stung, it's a pretty decent way to monetize. Because there's not very many people that do it, you can almost pick your own price. Work something out with each of the owners and work something out to get the price that you're happy with, that they can still afford. So, and then the pollination contracts themselves. A lot of times people will move from one semi decently sized farm to another. I wouldn't quite say commercial farms, but they're not hobby farms either. Places like Horrocks, Herbrooks, the Hoon Strawberry Patch locally in my area, the Michigan Wildflower Farm. There's a few other places, pumpkin patches, apple orchards, different places. Typically, when I do it, I will send a pallet of 4 hives out at a time, and each pallet is 1 unit. My contracts now, I don't go any less than 4 pallets. If it's a contract smaller than that, I go through it on a case-by-case basis. I typically do at least 4 or 5 pallets or more per contract. And in that case, I would say 1 pallet of bees, which contains 4 colonies, is a good, decent if you have a 10 by 10 acre field, I would recommend at least 4 pallets for a really good heavy coverage, and it benefits your neighbors too. So everybody, if their crops are doing better, your crops are doing better, and vice versa. So that's one good thing. Typically, I charge about $150 to $200 per colony. About 150. It's been 100, now it's 150 per colony per pallet. So each pallet I get about $700 for it, 5 to 700, and most of my contracts are in between 4 and 10 pallets right now. So, and I can do the smaller farms. I have the capability to. If you can do the larger things, you can do the smaller things. I just don't particularly do them right now with the pollination contracts. I really only work with the larger, more expensive commercial stuff. So that's kind of the 2 for 1 deal on pollination and trucking as a way to monetize. This one, the pollination contracts are pretty easy. You can kind of pick your prices depending on where you're located at. The trucking is a little bit more specialized. You do need a CDL. I can't remember the exact designation, but you do need a CDL with air brakes license in most places. And then each state has its own individual rules, additional rules. So definitely make sure you check that if it's something you want to get into, and let me know if you have any other thoughts or ideas on that part. So.